Hello everyone. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions. This is Arvind Egireddy from Department of CSC. In this video, I'll be talking about the software process framework. We know that a software process, which is also known as a software methodology, is a set of related activities that leads to the production of the software. So, a process is a collection of activities, actions, and tasks that are performed when some work product is to be created. Here, the activity strives to achieve a broad objective and is applied regardless of the application domain, size of the project, complexity of the effort, and the degree of rigor with which the software engineering is to be applied. So, these activities may involve the development of the software from the scratch or modifying an existing system. So any software process must include the following 4 activities. The first one is software specification and requirement engineering, which defines the main functionalities of the software and constraints around them. And in the second, we need to design and implementation. That is, the software is to be designed and it need to be programmed. So once after the programming is being completed, we need to do software verification and validation. So here the software must conform to its specification and it need to meet the customer requirements. And once after verification and validation is completed, we need to go for software evaluation, or we can say software maintenance. Here, the software is being modified to meet the customer and marketing requirement changes. So in practice, they also include the sub-activities such as requirements, validation, architecture, design, unit testing, so on. So there are also some supporting activities such as configuration and change management, quality assurance, project management, user experience, besides these 4 different major activities. So we can say that a process is not a rigid, rather it is an adaptable approach to choose the appropriate set of work actions and tasks. So here the intent is always to deliver the software in a timely manner and with sufficient quality to specify those who have sponsored its creation and those who will be using it. So we can say that a process framework establishes the foundation for a complete software engineering process by identifying the small number of framework activities that are applicable to all software projects regardless of their size or complexity. So in addition, the process framework encompasses a set of umbrella activities that are applicable across the entire software process. So a generic process framework for any software engineering encompasses the 5 activities. They are communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. So coming to the communication, before any technical work can commence, it is critically important to communicate and collaborate with the customers. Here the intent is to understand the stakeholders' objectives for the project and to gather the requirements that help and define software features and functions. Here I mean stakeholders means the people who are directly or indirectly engaged with the project or involved with the project. Then we need to go for planning. We know that any complete journey can be simplified if we have a map. So a software project is something like a complicated journey, and planning activity creates a map that helps to guide the team in making the journey. So here the planning activity creates a map is called a software project plan, which defines the software engineering work by describing the technical tasks to be conducted, the risks that are likely to occur, the resource that will be required, the work products to be produced, and the work schedules to be maintained. Then after that we need to do modeling. So here we create a sketch of the thing so that we will understand the complete software. So here the software engineering does the same thing by creating models to better understand the software requirements and the design that will achieve those requirements. Once after the modeling is been completed, we need to go to construction activities. So here this activity combines the code generation and the testing that is required to uncover the errors in the code. After that, we need to deploy it. So the software is delivered to the customers who evaluates the delivered product and provides feedback based on the evaluation. So these 5 generic framework activities can be used during the development of small simple programs and in the creation of large web applications for the engineering a large complex computer based systems. So that is communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment are applied repeatedly through a number of project iterations, and each project iteration produces a software increment that provides the stakeholders with a subset of overall software features and functionalities. So software engineering process framework activities are completed by number of umbrella activities. Integral umbrella activities are applied through a software project and help the software team to manage and control the progress, quality, change and risk. So here the typical umbrella activities include software project tracking and control, which allows the software team to access progress against the project plan and take any necessary actions to maintain the schedule. Then we need to go for risk management activity. So here the risk management is nothing but it is a series of steps that help a software team to understand and manage the uncertainty. So it is really good idea to identify it and assess its probability and probability of occurrence. So this will help us in estimating its impact and establish a configure plan that should actually maintain so that the problem actually occurred can be identified and managed. Then coming to software quality assurance, which defines and conducts the activities required to ensure the software quality. Then we need to do technical reviews. So we need to assess the software engineering work product in an effort to uncover and remove the errors before they are protected or propagated or before they are being delivered to the next activity. Then we need to do software configuration management. So here the software configuration management is a set of activities that is being designed to control the change by identifying the work products that are likely to change. Then we need to establish the relationships among them, and we need to define the mechanisms for managing the different versions of these work products. Then reusable management. So this includes the backing up of each part of the software project that can be corrected or any kind of support can be given to them in later stages to update or upgrade the software at the time demands. Then the last one is work product preparation and production, which encompasses the activities required to create the work product such as models, documents, logs, forms and lists. That's for today. Thank you all. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Thank you all.